It's been 7 years that we've been plugging away at the electric powwow parties, and so I mean, in some senses it feels sudden. It feels like a lot happening at once, but at the same time, we've all been putting in a lot of work. And even before that 7 years, we've all been DJs and pursuing our own careers. So
the whole sound that you've crafted, electric powwow, whatever you're going to call it, the fact is that traditional forms of First Nations music fit very well into club music. They're all, you know, I'm thinking especially like northern throat singing. It's right there. You don't have to do much. But you've invented this kind of sound pretty well, or at least honed it your way.
All we really did was mash up dance music with dance music, because all that powwow music is meant, like, you know, different tempos are made to make you dance a different way and stuff like that. So we just kind of use those sort of tempos to work with the genres, like the EDM genres that we were working with. Yeah.
How much remixing do you have to do on a song like Redskin Girl? I mean, are you throwing it out sort of verbatim and then throwing some beats in, or?
No. It's getting Dan made that one.
Yeah, that song. Actually, the original song sounds like a club banger. You know, like we play it out live at our club sets because it's just so powerful. And you know, that's one of the main reasons why it didn't take much for us to, you know, do to the song to make it a club track.
Georgia Strait was a review you were playing at, I think it was the Commodore just recently, was calling you culture mashers, which I thought was nice. I mean, how do you respond to something like that? Is that what you're doing?
I guess in a sense, yeah. I mean, I think we're helping to define a culture of urban Indigenous people. You know, we're kind of becoming a soundtrack to what that culture is. So culture masher, I guess, in the sense that we're bridging two things that have been difficult to bridge in the past.
Yeah, we're challenging a lot of the stereotypes on what a lot of non-First Nations people think that First Nations people are supposed to look like. That's for sure. Like, you know, a lot of people don't necessarily think of, when you say think of a Native person, they're not going to think of a guy in a baseball cap and a sweater and sneakers, right? So the fact that we're very unapologetic about being First Nations, but just dressing the way we dress and acting the way we act and laughing in the pictures that we laugh at, we seem to be challenging a lot of the stereotypes of being stoic, of being something stuck in the past, as being you know, just all these sort of stereotypes. And when you see that we're normal people in society working to do the normal things, like we're all DJs and we're, you know, friends are doctors and lawyers and that sort of thing, and we're trying to, I guess, bring the idea that we are modern people and we are positive members of society, and I think that's the biggest thing that we bring to the table right now.
And yet when you mention those stereotypes in your videos, intentionally ironic, you're using stereotypical images and throwing them out there. Do you think people get it right away, that it's a nod and a wink and a big...
I don't know. I mean, I think some people get it right away, some people don't get it right away. I don't know if it's important for people to get it right away. It's the kind of thing that maybe sets in a little while later, or when you make a connection somewhere else in your life to what you saw here. But I think at the root of what we're trying to do is it's a dance party. It's to have fun. So if you come and you enjoy it, even being confronted with these racist stereotypical images, you can still enjoy them in this kind of party sense that we're throwing here. But the deeper meanings might not hit you right away, and I think that's part of what we're doing as well. What
about the sense of the cultural appropriation? I've heard you guys talk about fans of the music who will show up, you know, I'm thinking sort of white hipsters who show up in headdresses or faces painted and stuff like that. And you guys have been fairly strong about saying, don't do that. Why is it so important? Because the club scene always seemed about taking part and copying and dressing in costume. But it can be offensive.
No, that's exactly it, is that when people dress in a culture, it's not a costume, right? Like we're not a costume, and that's basically what we're saying. Like, please don't dress up in a costume. We're an actual living, breathing culture, and you're making fun of it right now. Like, you're dressed up for fun, which is making fun of us. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, we did it in a very respectful way, said please and thank you and that sort of thing in a tweet, and yeah, just showing up in red face it'd be like showing up to a hip-hop show in blackface to show your appreciation for their culture. It just, like, that would never happen.
We set out to throw a dance party for Indigenous people. and found ourselves in a political position very quickly, which is something that we were willing to take on right away, that we felt that is a responsibility as Indigenous artists to take on the political side of this and then to address Indigenous issues, especially once we started to get some attention to what we were doing, that comes with the territory.